Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope that you all are fine. So today we'll be having contractions from grade 3. I'll share my screen and we can start. Hi everyone on the chat. You all are welcome. So you log in using the aplusstudent.com, then you click on your name. We go to language arts, grade 3. Go to Then we go down to contractions. Okay, so this is contractions. So the first lesson we'll be having is pronoun verb contractions. We'll start with this one. Okay, so first of all, what is a contraction? A contraction is a shortened form of two words. An apostrophe shows where one or more letters are left out. So you need to take note that the contraction is a shortened form, a shortened version of two words. Okay, so uh, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? I can see on the chat that you guys say I cannot hear. Okay, you can hear. Okay, all right. So you have to take notes that it will be a shortened version. I am substituting for your online English tutor, which is Miss Nandin. Okay, okay. So this is what contraction is: shortened version of two words. So an apostrophe shows where one or two or more of the words are left. Okay, so apostrophe. So the apostrophe will help you. This is the apostrophe. It will help you determine where some part of the words are missing. Okay, and this is what the apostrophe is. So you make sure that you take note of the apostrophe. This is apostrophe. Okay, all right. A contraction can be formed from a pronoun and a verb. Okay, so you also take notes that a pronoun and a verb is important. It helps you. Pronoun or verb is very important because it helps you figure out the contraction. So it can be formed a pronoun and a verb. Exactly, Nani. That's correct. All right. And we have some examples. So we actually have an example from Nani, and it is we will, but because we're doing contraction and it is a shortened version, this is how it will be. We will. Okay, so it's a shortened version of we will to get your contraction. So good example from Nani. We can also have he is, but since it's a contraction and we're getting the shortened version of two words, it will be he is, like this. Okay, she is, and then this one like that also. Okay, so we have some examples here, and we will look through the example. It says, Daddy said he is going to clean out the garage today. He is. He is. So this is it here. Daddy said he is going to clean out the garage today. So complete the sentence with the correct contraction. Since you're asked to get the correct contraction, this will be the right contraction for he is. So he is the full version, and then this one here is the shortened version to get it as the contraction. Then it's okay, you're welcome. Mom is working, so she's not coming home until later. Mom is working, so she is not coming home until later. So now she is in the full version. So you also need to get the shortened version. And this over here is the shortened version of she is. Okay? This is the shortened version. She is, he is. Okay? Then we also have I am. Okay? So we can have I am, I am, and this is it. This is the shortened version of I am. Okay, so there are a lot of words that we can shorten to get the contraction version of it. All right, yeah, she is. Complete the sentence with the correct contraction. If she is not sitting in that seat, may I? She is also. So you would write the shorter version of she is. So can you give me words on the chat that we can get as a contraction? So give some examples of contractions. Anyone that you know, leave it on the chat. We have one here. You are. So leave the contractions that you know on the chat. Okay, give me some contractions on the chat. Anyone that you know. So we have lots of contraction. There's also it is. So it is. We have when it is dash quiet at night. I can hear owls. So we also have it is. So if you know any other contraction, you can leave yours on the chat. Okay, or like this should not. Yeah, should not is also a contraction because you can have it in the full version, but what you just said now sent now is the shortened version. So that's also a contraction. You are, yes, it is. Okay. Do you have some more? You can send it. Some more contractions and you can send it on the chat. So we'll move on to the test now, and you all can send your answers on the chat because we're having pronoun verb contractions. So your answers on the chat. Complete a sentence with the correct contraction. Dash we are interested in learning more about hawks and eagles. Okay. Dash we are interested in learning more about hawks and eagles. So we are here. What is the shortened version of we are? We are, okay? So this one is the shortened version. Okay? Yeah, two. Complete the sentence with the correct contraction. When it is, it is. So we have quiet at night. I can hear. Oh, so it is. What is the shortened version of it is? Okay, it is. All right. Then it says, if you were dash going to the beach, may I come too? Short version of you are. Short version of you are gives us a contraction. So what is the shortened version of you are? You are. Okay, good job. You are. Okay. And then kangaroos have strong back legs and they are dash fast hoppers. What is the shortened version of they are? Kangaroos have strong back legs and they are dash fast hoppers. They are. So the shortened version of they are. They are. Shortened version of they are. Okay. Good job, everyone. If she is not sitting in that seat, may I? So she is the shortened version of she is. Shortened version of she is. Shortened version of she is. Okay. What's the shorten? Okay, great. All right. So these are all different ways that you can have shortened versions of pronouns, and all these are contractions. Okay, so you have to take note of all these contractions. Contractions are used a lot. You can use contractions when you're making a sentence. So all these are contractions. Do you have any questions before we go to the next lesson? Let me know on the chat. Do you have a question before we move on to the next lesson? Any questions? Let me know. Any questions before we move on to the next lesson? Okay, no. All right. So we'll move on to the next lessons, which is contractions with not. So I think there was a contraction that Nani gave us, which was should not. Okay, so that's what we're moving on into right now. We're moving on to contractions with not. So you know that contraction is a shortened form of two words, yes, and apostrophe shows where one or more letters are left out. So the apostrophe will let you know that there's a letter left out here. It could be one, it could be two, it could be three words that are left out. So that's the use of the apostrophe. And then now we are moving on to the constructions with not. A contraction can be formed from a verb and the word not. So the one that we just finished was the pronoun. Now we are moving on to contractions formed with the verbs and the word not. In most contractions with not, the spelling of the verb does not change. So usually the spelling of the verb does not change. The apostrophe takes the place of the O. So now the spelling of the word doesn't change at all. You have the same spelling of the verb, just like should, exactly, are not. So it doesn't change, it just takes the place of the O in not. So we have you guys wrote some here. Okay. Spellings of the words do not change. Okay. So we have verb, and this is the verb. Okay. And we have knots also. Okay, so we have our knots. Okay, so you see our there didn't change, and we also, okay, if you have some examples you can send your examples on the chat. Okay, we had should not before, so should here, and the not, so it's only taking the O out just like this. So should not, could not. The O is the only one omitted. Could not. Okay? And then would not. Alright? So if you have some more, you can leave them on the chat. Have not. Yeah, good. So have not. Okay. Alright. Do you have some more? You can let me know in the chat some examples. Any example? Some more. Which one do we? Has not. Exactly. We have has not. Okay. So all these are the verbs with not. So yeah. All right, so let's move on to the questions. Let's look at some examples. So, you are not dash going to make it on time. All right, you are not going to make it on time. Oh, yeah, you have to shorten the are not, and of course, you know that it's only taking away the o from the not, and then you have the apostrophe. Okay, so that's it. That said, his phone is not working. So isn't working. You take out the O from the not and it becomes is not. Sam's birthday is not until next month. So we still have to take out the O from this not and it is not. Okay, so is not. Right? That okay, some more. Okay, mom and dad, we not surprised when Annie left early. So we're not surprised when Annie left early. So we also have we're not. Okay, we're not. So Josie was not finished with her story about horses. Okay, she was not, so was not, of course, only the o is going away. You still have the verb there and n apostrophe t. Okay, so let's see some more example before we move on to the test. Okay, dad and mom, okay, so send in your answers on the chats. Okay, send your answers on the chats if you know this. Mom and dad were not surprised when Annie left home. So what's your answer here? Oh, okay, we're not. All right. So this one, we're not. Okay. Now Josie was not finished with her story about horses. Was not finished with her story about horses. Okay. Was not. What's your answer? Was not finished with her story about horses. Okay. Where's not? Okay. And Maggie is not the only one who forgot her notebook. Is not the only one who forgot her notebook. So what's the shortened version of is not? Is not the only one who forgot her notebook. Is not. Okay, good. The sailors are not dash leaving until early tomorrow morning. The sailors are not leaving until early tomorrow morning. So are not. Shortened version are not. are not. Are not. Exactly. Okay. I have not seen a butterfly like that before. I have not seen a butterfly like that before. Okay, bye. Bye. So have nots. Have nots. Okay. So let me know on the chat box. Do you have any questions, everyone? Do you have any questions? Let me know. Any questions on the chat box? Do you have any questions? No, any questions? What's your question, Emmanuel Dance? You have a question? You said me. Any question? Let me know. And then if you've not completed this test before, you can finish it up. Okay? So if you've not done this test before, if it's your first time, then you can finish the test. Okay? Okay, what's your question? Hi Emmanuel, what's your question? Ask your question. If you have any question, just ask on the chat. And if you've not done this test before, make sure that you try to finish it. Okay? Make sure you try to finish this test. If it's your first time, do this. Okay? No. How long? Long time, Emmanuel. Long time. You can message me on Skype to the 12. If you need help with language, you can message me on Skype to the 12. So, if you have no questions, then we will end now. Okay? If you have no questions, we will end now. See you guys next time. Bye, everyone.